Lauryn Hill recently responded to all the criticism she's been getting for being late to her shows. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Take a look.
Say, yeah, she's late. She's late a lot. Yo, y'all lucky I make it on this blood rise stage every night. But I don't do it because they let me do it. I do it because I stand here in the name of God, and I do it.
Funky, I'm gonna go to you first. What do you think about this?
You know what? So when you saw the headline, when you just read the headline singularly, I got an attitude. I was like, how dare she? I love the fact that she said, she said it in a comical way. What she was saying was, look up here on this stage, look at everything I got going on. I got a whole family. While y'all messing with me for being late, child, y'all ought to be glad I even made it to this thing. And I can laugh with it. I do love the fact that she acknowledged the fact that she's got a history of being late. And what I hope is that the spirit of Bob Marley and Sojourner Truth really, when she sits in her quiet space, makes her, realize that, Lauryn, you really do need to show up to work sooner. You are the only musical artist who has over a decade-long reputation of being late. And it's unacceptable. I understand it happens at times. You got a family and you got kids. But Lauryn, it really is not that hard to be late. And being late is disrespectful. It's really not that hard, though, to be on time.
That part. Al, what are your thoughts? What do you think about this?
I can't stand this crap. It just annoys me to no end that, like you said, she's been doing this for over 10 years. Now, we love Lauryn. We know that she's talented. We know that she's one of a kind. But being late for hours, sometimes not even showing up, sometimes canceling your show, sometimes, like doing stuff like this is disrespectful. So I started thinking about it. Now, we're not even going to talk about Lauryn Hill's mental health. Let's talk about the real conversation, which is the audiences, people who buy her tickets, who know that she's known for this. Let's talk about their mental health, because that means that you don't value your time the way the artist should be valuing your time. And that right there brings a question in my mind. Like, for 10 years, you've known that this woman is just inconsistent and not respectful of your time. Why would you continue to support her? I just don't get it. If Beyonce, one of the largest artists of all time, can be on time and travel the world and sell out everywhere and can be on time, Lauryn Hill can be on time.
I hear from my little industry insights that she's like someone that needs like all these things to be in place before she feels comfortable. Like there's a lot of anxiety, like the planets got to be lined up and all these weird things got to be in place. Here's my thing. I understand that if you're a true artist, Lauryn, but when you would take these big bookings, and I'm talking from someone that worked on both sides as someone that has been booked to be on stage and someone that has been the person that has to pay artists, you are being very inconsiderate of everybody else's time and money. There's people in that audience that had to pay for a babysitter. There's people in that audience that have to be at work the next day. There's people in the audience that can't afford 2 hours changing of a schedule without any plans in place. And I think that's really messed up because, you're not thinking about them. You're thinking about, well, I'll go when I feel comfortable. Okay. Well, maybe you shouldn't accept these bookings of $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to go if you can't be on time, because it may be not a big deal to you. But the promoter that actually books those venues, I'm throwing myself in there, we have times where we have to get the cleaning done. We have to be out of that venue by a certain time. And you push it by an hour or two, you are paying overtime for every person that's backstage. You're paying overtime for the venue, and then they start putting you into penalty. So now the concert you thought you had to spend $500,000 on, now you're at $700,000 or 100, like 600, and you just cost everyone all this money because you couldn't bother to be on time. This absolutely pisses me off. Now that I've been on, like I said, both sides, I think it's really disrespectful. And Lauryn, they don't have to come see you. There's a lot of options now. They can go see Sexy Red. There's a lot of other people that they can see. And I just want anyone, even us on the panel, don't ever get to thinking that you're so special that
Mhm.
someone can't live without seeing you, because they can. And
Mhm.
Lauren, I want you to win, but this kind of dismissive attitude towards your fans after you have not really been relevant for a long time, as far as like, new music, you'll always be relevant because you're popping, you're great. But like, I think it's really mean. They have babysitters and lives, and they got to get home. I just think it's really wrong.